What's good, YouTube? Dmgaming here, guys. And in today's video, man, I'm going to be telling you everything that you need to know for the new DLC, for the new update, all things new coming to Dragon Ball Z Kakarot within, next week? Guys, so please, if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, turn on the bell icon so you don't miss a single upload. We will be live streaming the new DLC stuff as well. Big shout out to Amos on Twitter for directing me to this information. Guys, this is interesting. This is very interesting. So first and foremost, as far as additions go, there is an addition tied to the DLC, but they don't have it listed yet. We do see it at the end of the trailers and stuff that they show, but it's it's crazy because they don't have it listed yet. They don't show it for sale. It's one of the, it's not a collector's edition. I can't think of what they call it, like a legendary edition, something to that effect. It comes with the Season Pass 2, Season Pass 1, and also the update for the game. Now, why are we a week away from the launch of the new DLC and they haven't even put this stuff for pre-order in the store or anything? I don't know. I really don't. I believe it'll probably come next week or something to that effect. Now, I'm going to get the big thing out of or the smaller thing out of the way first, and that is the upgrade. So looking at the upgrade, guys, because this is, something a lot of people are wondering. The upgrade is only for the Xbox Series X and S and the PlayStation 5. It is not for PC. It is not for Nintendo Switch at this moment. Do they have plans of doing that in the future? I'm not sure because they haven't said anything about doing it for those, okay? So it reads here, if you already purchased Dragon Ball Z Kakarot for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, you can upgrade to the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S of Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. So to upgrade, if you already have purchased the PlayStation 4 version, okay, you can upgrade for free. It's not going to cost you anything at all, and it helps us to continue doing what we enjoy doing. I'll just play, y'all. That's what I always say about subscribing to the channel. It's free. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't cost you anything. All right, anyway. Upgrades are free for both the main game and the DLC. The reason why they specify those separately is because the DLC, you don't need the main game to play the DLC, but you got to have the main game to play the DLC. So it's kind of weird, actually, that they specify that separately. Details on the upgrade procedure will be announced on the official website at a later date. Now, what date that is, I don't know, because they still haven't said it, yet they actually give us how we're going to be able to do that. Anyway, upgrading from Xbox One to Xbox Series X. If you already have purchased the Xbox One version of the game, you can get the Xbox Series X through Smart Delivery. All right, Xbox players, you're getting it through Smart Delivery. I'm not even going to sit here and act like I know what Smart Delivery is because I haven't played on Xbox since the Xbox One came out. So forgive me for not knowing that. If you know what Smart Delivery is, help out my Xbox people in the comments down below so that they understand what's going on with that. I apologize. So for PlayStation, guys, the save data created on PlayStation 4 says Xbox One can be transferred to the PlayStation 5 Xbox Series X version. This is transferring data, guys, and what this is talking about, if you don't transfer your save data, you will have to start everything over. But your save data will transfer over. In order to transfer save data created in the PlayStation 4 version of Dragon Ball Z Kakarot to the PlayStation 5 version, you will need to upgrade the main game and all downloadable content you have in the PlayStation 4 version to transfer the save data from PS4 version to PS5 version. Only thing this means, guys, is if you want your save data to transfer over, just make sure that the version that you have on your PlayStation 4, or like me, if you have it on your PlayStation 5, just, guys, make sure your game is up to date. And to do that, go highlight the game, click on the options, click on check for updates. When you're doing this on the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5, it's going to check, and if there's any updates to be had, it's going to download them. If not, that means it'll tell you that you're up to date. And once you're up to date, then once you download the PlayStation 5 version of the game, your save files will transfer. You'll be able to transfer those as well. All right. If you wish to transfer, and guys, let me know in the comments if whenever this update drops, if you want me to do a video on how to do that for the PlayStation guys, I don't mind doing that at all. If you wish to transfer your save data from the PlayStation 4 version, please upgrade the main game and downloadable content first. Now, guys, once you upload the main game, it's going to upload the downloadable content as well. That's not separate upgrades. I don't know why they specify it that way, but anyway. Detailed instructions for the transfer will be announced on the official website at a later date. Okay. And so that's the stuff dealing with the update. Now, the stuff dealing with the DLC, we'll just pop in right here real quick. Check this out. And there is something else after this that I do want to get to and talk about. That is the bulk of today's video. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot will kick off his Season Pass 2 with the 4th DLC titled Bardock Alone Against Fate, releasing on January 13th, 2013. Okay. In this DLC, players will get to take part in a story based on the TV special from the Dragon Ball universe, focusing on Bardock, the father of Goku. See, this is very unique, guys, that they specify this. The special is from the Dragon Ball universe. Notice that they're changing up the terminology for the game. Before it was the Dragon Ball Z universe. Now they're calling it the Dragon Ball universe. And this goes in line with the new lead producer and the stuff that we already know is coming to the game, i.e. Bardock, which was, of course, Dragon Ball Z. But the next DLC being the 2013 Kaiichi tournament, which is from Dragon Ball. So things are starting to open up in a big way, okay? But anyway, focusing on Bardock, the father of Goku, and his quest to protect the Saiyans and their planet. This 4th DLC will release on January 13, 2023 on all platforms, okay? So the free update is only for PS5 and Xbox Series X, but the DLC will be available on all platforms that Kakarot is available on, okay? It says on all platforms along with Dragon Ball Z Kakarot coming to PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. The upgrade to the new gen of Dragon Ball Z Kakarot will be free for all owners of the game playing on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Now, my thing about the free update is so far, I mean, it's 60 frames per second, which, guys, that is awesome. Like, you're going to be able to notice a huge difference between 30 and 60 frames per second. The game is going to flow so nicely. It's going to be great. I'm telling you, it's going to be a difference. You're going to be, if you've never played a 30 frame per second game and a 60 frames per second game, it is a tremendous difference. If you're on a game right now and you have the option to switch between the two, switch between the two. There is a clear noticeable difference, and I can't wait to see it. PC players should have already been able to play the game at 60 frames per second. Now, what I don't get is the extra stuff that they're putting in the game or the graphical effects. Why aren't they doing that on PC? That's weird to me. I don't know. And then the loading times, of course, are going to be next to nothing as well. So that'll be interesting to see. In which we've already read that. Okay. So now for the nitty gritty stuff, guys. And this is interesting. This is interesting here. So we have here the downloadable content. All right. Section. Shout out to Amos for pointing me to this because this is what I missed. Okay. Experience the story of Goku's father, Bardock, who fought alone against his fate in this new story arc. Okay, let me scroll back up. I'm sorry. Trying to get it all in there. This is the story of one who stood alone against the scum of the universe. Bardock, warrior of the Saiyan race, spent his days invading planets, plural, with his fellow soldiers. But an incident on planet Kanas would bring his attention to a calamity. Wow, they really need to check their typing on this. But an incident on planet Kanas would bring to his attention a calamity set to befall his home planet, Vegeta. Okay, this is interesting because we know we're going to get to go to different planets. That's going to be a part of the game. But we know a major part of the story is going to be on planet Kanas. Now, a lot of people may speculate and think that, hey, we're only going to get to travel to planet Kanas. I don't think this is the case. And the reason why I think that is because part of this story is his teammates dying. And I feel like the game is going to do the same thing they did with the History of Trunks. The History of Trunks DLC built a relationship. You felt the relationship and camaraderie between Trunks and Gohan. I think they're going to do the same thing with Bardock and his companions so that when it comes time for them to pass, you're going to feel it, and it's going to be like, wow. I expect that same feeling that we get from the last DLC and the fight against Bardock and Frieza, similar to Gohan and the androids. I've done a video talking about, or I've talked about it before, talking about how I feel like this boss battle is going to work out, guys. And basically, I think it's going to be a back and forth between defending against Frieza's super attacks and fighting a Hordes battle mode. So picture Hordes battle and a Frieza boss fight combined together. I think that's the way the last fight is going to take place, because Bardock never damages Frieza. He never hits Frieza. Plus, Frieza is in his little floating space pod thing the entire, or from the screenshots and stuff that we see, even when he's doing his super attacks. So that's my speculation, is that instead of whenever the boss goes into that rage mode where he fires off a bunch of super attacks, that's going to happen. Frieza's in his chair, but the damage phase of the fight is going to come whenever Frieza backs off and he sends on the Hordes battle mode kind of deal. That's my speculation. And I think that would be a very interesting and a fun boss fight. Very different from any boss fight in the game. All right. But anyway, the interesting stuff, which y'all came to see, okay, is what does the DLC include? This is where it gets interesting, guys, because it says here it contains a new story arc, which we know. It contains new super attacks, which we know. It contains new soul emblems, which if you follow the channel, I told you that new soul emblems are going to come with this, which is also interesting, guys, because there are about 9 empty spots left on our community boards. But here's my deal with the soul emblems. That sounds all well and fine, but if I'm being honest, I would love a new board, a new community board. Like, the community board needs to be revamped, and I'm going to cover that in a video. Let me write that down. The community board. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm writing that down because I want to do a specific video on the community board, because I feel like there's so much more to offer in this game. And right now, the community board, with us being where we're at in the game, is really useless. The only useful community board would be the one about eating, where we would get more from our eating. But because other than that, everybody else is maxed out as far as character levels and Z-orbs, if you get what I'm saying. So also, new soul emblems. But here's the key right here. Others. Others being plural. What does that mean, guys? There's some surprises to come with this DLC. Why would they say others? If you go to, let's click on the history of Trunks, for example. All right. A new story arc. We got that. New super attacks. We got that. New soul emblems. We got that. Others. Bro, stay with me. I'm finna blow y'all's mind, bro. I'm finna blow your mind. Let's go to Battle of Gods, or the Power Awakens set. Okay, well, let's go to the Fukasu no F1. All right. New transformations for Goku and Vegeta, okay? New super attacks, all right? New level cap, all right? Others, all right? So all of these DLCs have said others, okay? But what was the other thing that wasn't mentioned? Let's take a look at the Power Awakens 1 and 2. New transformations for Goku and Vegeta. We got that. Which they could say this because we already knew we would get new transformations, because we knew what the DLCs were. New super attacks. We knew that. New level caps. That was something new. New soul emblems. We knew that. Experience point items. Yeah, we knew that. What was the others? What was the other thing that came with this DLC? What was the other thing that came with this DLC? What was the other thing that came with this DLC? Guys, it is my speculation that we will indeed get some sort of new game mode in this DLC. Because if we go back and look at the Frieza one, what did we get? Others was new subquests. Okay, we got some new subquests, as well as a new mode where, because look, they don't list that here. They don't list the Hordes battle training mode. Okay, they don't list being able to fight against Frieza, the new training thing with Frieza, and the new subquest. Those were 3 things that we got. Okay, so we got a new training mode, which was the Hordes battles training grounds. We got the training ground against Frieza, where you can continually fight him. And then we also got the new game mode. Well, that's what we got. Okay, so we got that in this DLC. History of Trunks. Okay, this is where it gets interesting, even more interesting. Okay, we got new story arc. Yep. New super attacks. Yep. New soul emblems. Yep. What was the others in this DLC? Something that was a surprise to us. What was the surprise to us? Okay, so backing up real quick, the surprise to us here was being able to fight against Frieza after the battle was done, after everything was said and done, and then also the Hordes mode training grounds. Those, because we knew we were getting Hordes mode's battle mode. We didn't know that it would be a training ground that we can continue after the main story. Okay. And then in the first one, in the Battle of Gods one, the others is the same thing. Okay, we got the training ground where we could fight against, or the battle mode we could continually train against Beerus. That was the new one to me. And then also others for this DLC was the fact that we were able to take these transformations into the main game. That's what wasn't stated here. We got new transformations, but this was DLC. They surprised us in the other section that we were able to take this stuff into the main game. All right. History of Trunks. What was the others in the history of Trunks? Okay. They talked about it in the V-Jump with the new battle mode. But to me, the biggest others were, of course, the subquest. But the biggest others was the new transformation for Trunks. We got Super Saiyan 2 for Trunks. All right. We also got others in the sense of the training mode whenever we go to the training thing in Capsule Corp. Okay, that's something else that wasn't listed here. All right, so transformation, we got new training where you can train against Dabura, fight against Dabura in the training simulator. Okay, two major things. That was the others for this one. Okay, no new transformation listed. Why? Because if they listed Super Saiyan 2 transformation here, or if they said a new transformation, people are going to be like, what new transformation? We know Trunks goes Super Saiyan. We know Gohan goes Super Saiyan. So why would they list a new transformation there? That would be a dead giveaway that Super Saiyan 2 was coming. So in Bardock Alone Against Fate, the others here, my speculation is there's possibly going to be some kind of new game mode. And for the people that said before that this is going to end with Frieza destroying Planet Vegeta, this is where the others come in, guys. There's going to be more to this story, okay? It's not going to end with Frieza blowing up Planet Vegeta. And I've done a video talking about this in detail as far as the possibilities that it could be. Those possibilities are, it could be the Lord Shield, because he gets sucked, that happens as Frieza is destroying Bardock. He gets sucked into a wormhole, taken back into time, and he fights Lord Shield. He gets a Super Saiyan transformation in there, and then he's living on an older version of Planet Vegeta. Guys, this is very viable because the whole story is based on Bardock and him defending his homeland of Planet Vegeta. So what better way to end the game than by having him think this is finna get destroyed? He gets a chance to destroy Lord Shield, gets a new transformation, and Planet Vegeta is still alive in there, because remember in the Lord Shield special, the episodes of Bardock, where there's places to eat, there's things to do on this other planet and stuff like that, people to defend and things like that. So if they go that route, that is a very plausible route, guys. So that could be the others. The other ending could be where Toa and Mira take him through the time loop and he becomes the Masked Saiyan. Okay, that's possible as well. I don't see that as much, simply because where they're gonna go, what is he gonna be doing? Are we gonna become the villains? Every DLC has it to where we can do stuff after we've completed the DLC. It also has the little time machine where we can go back and forth to the main game and other parts of the DLC. Okay, Fukasu no F and Battle of Gods actually connected with theirs. This one is completely separate. And then same thing here as with all the other DLCs. Alone Against Fate can be played without clearing the main story. Why? Because what happens in this has no effect on the main game. You get what I'm saying? So that is super interesting when we look at the others cases on this. Also, don't forget about the Great Ape transformation. They used the Great Ape transformation to conquer these other planets. They did. It's even in the special itself. And with the new Tenkaichi tournament being the next DLC, guys, it is very possible that what I said in yesterday's video about them using that to implement ground combat, they could actually partially implement that by giving us a Great Ape transformation in the main game or in this DLC. Now, people are going to say, well, then we could just go Great Ape against Frieza. Bardock didn't do that, blase, blase. There's going to be some differences, y'all. Don't be that particular. You get what I'm saying? We noticed there is some kind of power up to Bardock because we've seen that in a previous video and in some of the screenshots where he's outlined with the same outline that Gohan has when he goes Ultimate Gohan. There's going to be something there. Okay, and there's gonna be more to this storyline than just Bardock dying. Like, the game is not gonna end with Frieza blowing up Planet Vegeta and then that's it. It's not gonna happen that way. There's gonna be more after that, and I'm willing to bet 99.9% that it's going to be the Lord Chill thing. That's the only thing that I can think of that makes it to where we are still able to live on Planet Vegeta. We're still able to fight another boss. You know what I'm saying? And it gives Bardock a transformation that every game has, and that's Super Saiyan Bardock. All right. So I'm interested to see this. I hope you guys are interested as well. Expect a live stream, guys. Oh man, this is exciting. This is super exciting because we're getting a free update. We're getting the DLC and we're getting this others part, guys. This others part right here, man. What is going to be the others part? Is it a new game mode, a new training mode afterwards? Are they going to revamp training? Is it new transformations? There is going to be more to this DLC than meets the eye. So I hope that this has been very informative, guys. I'm sorry for such a long video, but there's so much to talk about, guys. And why wait? Why hold it off for another video? So, guys, that's all I got for right now. Till next time, thanks for watching. Peace.